Good morning.
Good morning.
This is a banner day for the city of Paterson. It's a banner day for all girls softball teams in the city of Paterson. As a matter of fact, as we stand on the new and improved Commons Field, it is the only softball field in the city of Paterson. And I don't know if you have any before pictures, but I sure do admire the after. This is one of the most impressive fields of all the fields that we've renovated throughout the last 4+ years. I have to say, this stands to be one of the best. Taking nothing away from Buckley Field on Chamberlain, or Brandeis Field on Hazel and Marshall, or the old Putnam Oval, which is the Ray Lyde Senior Field on Lafayette, or even the Riverside Oval, which I was at on Monday. Taking nothing away from any of those fields, this one really stands out because it's for our young ladies. And I've heard horror stories in the past. Coach Scudder's told me, Coach Billy Rodriguez, or sometimes they call him Coach Brian Dable of the New York Giants right there. You knew I was going to sneak that in. We've had serious injuries on this field because it was substandard. And very often, the north side does get neglected, right? Pat, Jeanette? But you're not neglected anymore. And here's a spoiler alert. There's a second softball field coming in the north side with Lester Titus, and that should be done in a little over a month. But I want to express, you can applaud, guys. It's okay, you're rubbing your hands together. So I consider this a victory for our community. Many games will be won, many games will be lost on this field. But being here today on the new and improved Commons Field is a victory. A victory for all the young ladies that want to play softball in our city on a state-of-the-art field. And that's what we're doing. We're giving our young ladies a state-of-the-art field here in Paterson's north side. And we couldn't make it happen without our congressman, who has provided us with federal funding so we could renovate fields. With the city council led by Maritza Davila, we've invested over the last 4+ years $100 million in improving our parks, playgrounds, pools, and other play spaces, like this athletic field. And so, Congressman, on behalf of your hometown, the only home that you've ever known, we express our profound gratitude for supporting our vision, for aligning your vision with our vision, and making sure that we have the funding to provide first-class fields for our student athletes, for our young men, and on this field, our young ladies. Ladies and gentlemen, our Congressman from the 9th Congressional District, the Honorable Bill Pascrell.
Thank you, Mayor. Thank you, everybody, for being here. Thank you for the media for being here. It's a great day here on the new and improved Commons Field. I played softball on this field, too. I was telling my sisters that I played for a girls' team at one time. You did? Whoa. They got hard up for somebody to play. They were missing somebody, and they let me play. The umpire said it was all right. I'll never live that down, right? Director Rodriguez, Coach Tabara, Mayor Sayegh, members of the council, thank you for your commitment to getting us to the finishing line. It's officially baseball and softball season. You can smell it in Paterson. Commons Field will be home to 20 different softball teams. By the way, this field was closed down for 3 years, right, Mayor?
Yes.
So I'm excited for the players. I'm excited that I go up here in Paterson. Believe me, when I saw this field the other day, I said, this is a far cry when I played on it. A far cry, if you know what the before and after is. We should have pictures of before and after, because this would be a perfect place for one. I learned many lessons on the diamond, like resilience, mental toughness, teamwork. State-of-the-art field ensures that the next generation of ball players in Paterson can learn these same lessons. Government works best when it can make a clear and positive impact on people's lives. That is why we enacted the American Rescue Plan. The congressional Democrats and President Biden worked as a team to save the economy and pass that American Rescue Plan. And $1.7 million we used to renovate Commons Field, where we're standing right now. In total, the American Rescue Plan provided Paterson with $223 million. And it was needed. The economy needed it. There's a reason it's being called one of the most successful laws in American history. Our recovery exceeded all expectations. We emerged a stronger country. Our economy recovery is unprecedented. Unemployment is at a 54-year low, and job growth is at a 40-year high. The true measure is how things feel in our community. Do the changes impact our daily lives? Because that's what I went to Congress for, not to change the world, but to think of my communities that are in the 9th Congressional District, all 35 of them, and do what I can. And we've been opening up parks all over the North Jersey area. All over. Big parks, small parks. This is a major success. The design was perfect. The work was perfect. I just want to remind people, just in Paterson, New Jersey, and our work pertains to all the fields and all the communities. But the Great Falls Gateway Phase 2 project, that was $1,250,000. It supported the streetscape elements, such as new sidewalks, new street lighting, bicycle facilities, all in our town. The Alexander Hamilton Visitor Center at the Paterson Great Falls Center, $4 million. The Hamilton Partnership will be the recipient of that money. It connects residents and visitors to the central themes of the Paterson Great Falls. And of course, how can I forget Johnny Briggs baseball field at Westside Park, $1 million. And Johnny was there with his family.
Yes.
12 years in the major leagues. So that's just this year. We did a lot of work last year, Mayor, if you remember too. We're going to uphold our commitment to our parks in the 9th Congressional District. People need those parks. And they're very critical to the growth of our community. I'm going to tell you a story. Quick story, and I'll get out of here. When I became mayor in 1990, I had made a commitment during the campaign that we're going to fix our parks were in deplorable condition. I don't know if any of you were born.
Not Maritza.
Not you young ladies, but you
Graduating
know.
high school. Come on, what are you talking about?
So we started on the parks a week after I was sworn in. First park we went up to was Roberto Clemente Park, named after our great friend and hero, Roberto Clemente, who cleared the drug folks out of that park so it could be used again by kids. And we have to take the same attitude. That's our sacred ground. This is our children's playground. So one of the commitments I had made during that campaign was we're going to start and we're going to do all the parks and we're going to make sure they're livable and playable and safe. So one day I ran over from City Hall to a place I used to go for a cup of coffee on Broadway. I walk into the place And here's a lesson, folks. Think about it. Just think about it. That's all I ask. A friend of mine who I'd known for many years lived in the Hillcrest section of Paterson. And he said to me something very interesting. I learned from it. As I walked in to this bodega to have a cup of coffee, he said to me, "Mayor, can I see a moment before you leave?" I said, "Sure." Finished my coffee. I walked down the counter. He was there. He said, "How are you? How's your family?" I remember the day that I did this. In January, rather in the summer of 1990, just after I had been sworn in. He says, "You know, you're really working hard at your job." I says, "Well, that's good to hear." He said, "I voted for you." I'm not just saying that, I had a sign on my lawn too. And then he said something that was so historical in my life and what I've tried to do since then. He said, very interesting, and you will all appreciate this, I know that. He said, "Don't forget us." It took me a second to know what he was talking about. He was a white guy, like me. And what we had done in setting up the schedule for the parks is get all the parks done in what happened to be white areas, black areas, Spanish areas. And the Hillcrest were last on the list. South Paterson was last. Even the East Side area was last. You get the picture. We do not solve problems by putting everybody in the back of the line. And you know it, and I know it. We call about equality. Everybody's got to be treated the same. And it's the history of parks in towns after towns, which get the help and which don't. And we've avoided that, thanks to our mayor and the folks that help him. Great DPW guys that work every day on our parks. Not easy to keep up our parks. It's a tough job.
Yes, it is.
God bless you all. Thank you for coming today. God bless America. And Mayor, we got other plans for other parks.
Yes.
And of course, we wait for Hinchcliffe to be open. Whoever thought that would see day?
Yes.
It's been resuscitated. It was on the way out and resuscitated that. So I'm honored to be here. I'm spending the days that I'm back in the district, going out to places where we've tried to help. I hope we have. And thank you for keeping up hope, because that's what we have on our side.
Thank you, Congressman.
We're going to make it better.
Yes.
Thank
Yes.
you.
Thank you.
Whoa.
Thank you.
Let's have another round of applause for our fighter, Congressman Bill Pascrell. And yes, Hinchcliffe Stadium, the rebirth is only about a week away. So we invite everyone to be there. Make sure you reserve tickets. It's the hottest ticket in town, right? And at this time, I want to call forward the Council President Emerita, who made sure that we were here today and that we made sure that the council supported this endeavor so that our young ladies would have a first-class field, and that is our Honorable Councilwoman at Large, Maritza Davila.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Mayor. Thank you, Congressman. Many of you probably that are looking at me right now can see that I'm struggling to remain standing. So, Congressman, thank you for those beautiful words and for being our New Jersey fighter. I can just say this, being a First Ward resident for over 30 years, I own my home, which I sold a few years ago, right down the street, 2 blocks up, 150 North 9th. And I've only been on the council for 9 years. So just imagine this, owned the house for over 20, coming and seeing this park. And once I became a councilwoman, I knew that it was important for our girls. I've seen games here, I see them struggling, and Coach Director Rodriguez, DPW Director, would say, we need money. We need money to fix this field. We need money for our girls. We need money for our girls. And we finally made it happen. This is not done alone. This is not the mayor. This is not the council. This is not the congressman. This is a team of individuals with like minds. And at this time, I just want to say congratulations to all, and for all the old timers that have been around and that continue, Miss Pat, all right, that continue being fighters in this first ward, because let's keep it real, the first ward has been somewhat neglected, but let me tell you, it's coming back. It's coming back. It came back with Buckley. It came back now with Commons Field, Brandy's, and more coming on. Correct. All right. So with that said, thank you. Thank you to all that came here, to the media. Thank you very much. On behalf of the council, I bring greetings and thanks. Thank you very much. I'm actually gonna.
Yes, I was gonna say that. Let's have another round of applause for the council president emerita. So you heard that she made mention, and the congressman alluded to him as well. This is a young man who was on a mission. He's like, look, our young ladies deserve a better place to play. And so it was not easy. It was a fight with some of the council people. Unfortunately, they don't necessarily see things the way we do, but we have a vision and we're driven by that vision. And this young man, glad as the director of Department of Public Works, saw fit to fight for this. And that is Billy Rodriguez, who again bears a striking resemblance to New York Giants head football coach Brian Dable.
Mayor, once again, thank you for continuing to allow me to put these parks back into use for the residents of the city, especially our youth. Today, this park, it's not a political stunt.
Yeah.
It's not about the politics for me, even though certain council people didn't want this to happen. We won't mention them by names, but they know who they are. This park is for, if you can excuse me, Mayor.
Yes.
All the coaches.
Coaches, come on.
Stand in front of the politicians for a minute. This field is about these coaches behind me, and all the coaches, volunteer coaches in the city of Paterson that give back to the youth, especially our young ladies, day in and day out, all year long. This is our mission. This is what we do. This is why we do the fields. And why not give our first-class athletes first-class place to play?
Yes, yes.
I'd like to thank Athletic Fields of America, Jay. Where's Phil? Phil's somewhere.
Phil's right there, I saw him.
Our guy, thank you, Phil.
Phil.
Our project manager, Austin. He was the project manager behind. I know they're tired of hearing me day in, day out, calling, complaining, when is this getting done? Just want to give a few details on this park. As you can see, we got new turf, new fencing, new lights. We never had lights here before, but we'll be able to play night games.
Yes, I like that. Come on.
Yep.
Let's go.
Also, we'll have concession stands and bathrooms in dead center field. And also, for the first time in Paterson, we'll have, it's called Musco Vision, where if you can't make it to your game and grandma wants to stay home and watch it on TV, she'll be able to open up the link to the field and she can watch it live.
Yes.
So we'll have that here at this field for the first time in Paterson. All right, but once again, Mayor, I thank you.
Yes.
This field is for the youth, for the kids of Paterson. This isn't about old timers trying to relive their dreams on other fields. This is about the future, about putting our girls in D1 colleges, D2 colleges for free. This is where it starts. Thank you.
Whoa, you could drop the mic on that one. Best part of it is no more porta potties, right? Thank God. Whew, what a relief. I mean relief. We want to hear from the Vice President of the Softball League here in the city of Paterson, who also advocated for this day and for this field, and that's Coach Tamara Scudder.
Good morning, all. As my friends and family, because in this league, that's what we are. We wind up being family because we spend so much time together. The girls also become sisters, and that's something we love about them.
Yes.
We're grateful for the park. We want to play our hearts out day in and day out. I'm going to practice here today. My team will be the first one here today.
You got a permit?
I sure do.
Okay.
I sure do.
Director, does she have a permit here?
I spoke to the right
Paulina?
people, and I have a key to the park. Thank you.
Oh.
So we're looking forward to be here today and going forward. But I serve as a vice president of the league, and I also serve as a commissioner for the recreation division.
That's right.
But Term Harrison is actually our president. I get all of the kudos and all of that, but he actually protects my interests in everything that we do. So I really like to have him have a little bit to say.
Please,
Term.
come on.
Hello, everyone. Yeah, I'm the president, but I'm the back seat. I just sit back and make sure everything runs right. Actually, we really don't have a president or a vice president in our league because everybody has a say. Every coach, Bill, he's on the board with us, all of us. We try to keep it fair because, like the Bill said, it's for our girls. You know what I'm saying? We lolly for them. We take club teams, everything. Like the Pirates is a club team now. You know, I travel with the girls all the time. You know what I'm saying? But we just glad to see this done. And all we have to say is y'all got to get off our field because we got to play.
Okay, so I'm just going to acknowledge some people. I want to thank the head coach of the Eastside softball team, Leslie Dickerson. Thank you for joining us. Patricia McNeil, thank you for bringing the sign here that we can hold up really high with pride. Jeanette Thompson, always advocating for everywhere in the city of Paterson, primarily in the north side, and of course the 4th Ward as well. And coming soon is the Vera Ames Community Park. The firm has been selected and they're working on the design as we speak. But last but certainly not least, I think before we cut the ribbon, we want to hear from the project manager who made this manifest, and that is Austin Marini. Did I get that right, Austin? Yes, you did. I practiced this morning 5 times.
I had a speech planned, but everyone else kind of killed it, so I'll keep it short and sweet. I just want to say that, you know, it was a pleasure to be able to work with the city of Paterson, the mayor, William, Carlos Rodriguez, Fred, you know, Jay helped us out with the field, and the company that I work for. It's been a pleasure. We're always happy to work with the city of Paterson and be able to provide for the community. And, you know, this field is a beautiful field, and, you know, I'm proud of the work that everybody did on it, and I'm really happy on the way it turned out. I look forward to working with the city of Paterson in the future and being able to provide more for this community. Thank you.
Thank you, Austin. Austin, I got bad news for you. I think we're running out of fields for you to work on, but it's not something. Well, we'll find some fields. We'll get some. We'll take some houses down. That's pretty funny. So, ladies and gentlemen, Curtis, DPW, if you could do the honors, we are going to officially cut the ribbon on the new and improved North Side Commons Field. Another round of applause, please. Thank you. Commons Field! Yeah!